All right, guys, happy Tuesday. Just wanted to take time today to recap a great flea market that I went to over the weekend with my mom. She's also a collector. We love doing flea markets together. I look for cards, and she looks for jewelry and interesting international art and things like that. It's a great way that we bond. So we spent a lot of time together at the flea market, driving to and from, etc. But for 3 days, I came away with a lot of really cool stuff that I'm really excited about. Um, it was definitely an experience. We'd never been to this specific flea market before, so we had a lot of learning to kind of do. But I found a lot of cards. People always say that this flea market is not good for cards, but I would argue against that idea. So I'm going to just go. I'll talk about each deal briefly. I got these first two cards together. This is a Del Crandall T206 Piedmont 150 and I think it's Ed Kiernan? Ed Sheeran? Probably. It's not, probably not Ed Kiernan. I'm probably making that up. But that's the Old Mill Southern Leaguer. I got those for $55. I'm going to save these for last because they're just pretty cool. Kind of skipping around here. Um, at these kinds of flea markets, there are so many postcard dealers. So I picked up this Babe Ruth along with a Gehrig and Ty Cobb for $12. These are the Albert type Hall of Fame postcards. Um, they they do have some value. Um, the first pickup I actually made at the show, I was kind of diving through someone's like, it was literally like garbage cards, like they were shit cards, and I was looking at it. I don't know why. Maybe it was like the first table that I went to that had cards, and so I was spending a little time looking. Um, but I actually found Tom Super Bowl ticket in there, and it happened to be from the 2002 Super Bowl, which is Tom Brady's first Super Bowl. So I took it out. I asked the woman like how much, or rather like, are you selling it together, like with the whole lot, or just do it separately? She's like, no, I'll do it separately. So I asked her how much the Super Bowl ticket was, and she quoted me $5, and so I paid her $5 for a Super Bowl ticket. I then came across um, a dealer in a different part of the market that had some really nice '60s stuff that he just picked up, including these two. And so I traded him the Brady ticket plus $50 for these really sharp cards, and I'm really happy with that. Um, Gonna jump around a little bit. The next day, I found this Ricky Henderson rookie that's very well centered um, for $25, which I was really happy about. Um, Jumping back a little bit, this was on the last day. I found a dealer who um, dealt in a lot of paper stuff. I was kind of looking around his stuff because he had, a binder full of pre-war non-sport, but there was no sport in there, at least not baseball. So I asked him, was looking around. This card is a KG patch card number to 100. Got this card for 50 cents. And I got this card for $1. So can't go wrong. Another dealer, I came across this card. This was, as he put it, the last. It was a straggler, a card that he didn't realize he still had from a larger deal that he had. I paid $15 for this. It's really sharp. All of these next cards were in the same deal, and I had. Well, I'll start with the other one first. Came across a dealer on Thursday, and I'm just kind of trying to get this all in order. I'm sorry, I should have done this before I started filming. Okay, here we go. I came across this deal on Thursday. The gentleman had a lot of 71 Topps football. They were all in a shoebox. Looked like an original collection. And I bought the entire bunch from him. Here's the Bradshaw. Look how centered that card is. I think I'm gonna grade that. But you can just see like how crisp and clean. This is just a couple of examples, really nice ones that I pulled out. Um, 3 Joe Greens, and then some of the other stars I pulled out here. So a lot of them are gonna go right to Greg Morris and sold that way. The Bradshaw is going to get graded. I'm not sure if I'm going to grade a Mean Joe Green or not, but helps me segue into the second deal. I went back to him, sort of checking in on how he was doing. He had another lot that I was considering, but didn't buy. It was a lot of like 1960 Topps baseball, and it had some stars and Hall of Famers in there that he had picked out. But he had just wanted too much. He had told me, though, that someone came around and bought just the commons, and so I asked him if he would do a deal with me for everything else. So here's that. So you can see, like, just really how clean and fresh these cards are. This next Bob Gibson's really nice. I think I might grade that. And these were also in this same deal. The Cot has a little wrinkle, unfortunately, but these 61s are really clean, really clean. And then more Ernie Banks, and this was the star of that deal that I really wanted. This card is awesome. Addie Joss portrait, Sweet Caporal, 150. The color and registration on that is a killer. So really happy I came away with that deal. It helped me build some rapport with him, which was great. I'm going to skip now to one that I bought on, this was Thursday, the first day. I came across a dealer who had a lot of boxes out, and so I kind of dove through some. So don't pay attention to the prices, it's not what I paid. I just picked out some really clean 60s stuff. He just had, like, this was like all the clean 60s stuff he had. I kind of cleaned him out of that. And so this was, I think, the star of the show. This awesome Willie Horton rookie. Does have a little like corner chip there, but that's probably the best one I've ever had. And then I got that Ichiro in there, and that was $60 for all of that, which was nice. I guess now we can go to this one. I bought another. I came across a gentleman who had some really nice 79 Topps football, and I bought a collection last year that had some vending boxes of 79 Topps football, and so I was looking through to complete my set, because there was like 8 maybe that I'm missing, and I came across this awesome one. So then I just made him an offer for the whole thing. The Ozzie Newsome rookie here is also really nice. This is definitely the best Earl Campbell I've ever had. And I made him an offer for the entire lot of 79s, which he came back with a number, and then I saw that he also had some 81s and 84s. And one of the 84s was John Elway, which is really cool. So I got all of that for $120. That's probably around 400 cards. And then last but certainly not least, in literally the last section on the last 10, I came across a couple who had all of these T206s. Ended up doing the negotiation. As you can see, they are all really nice. Did the negotiation, and kind of before we finished up, I asked Hugh Duffy is a Hall of Famer, by the way. These are all Sweet Caporal backs. Before we did, I asked if they would do electronic payment because I had spent all the cash that I had, and they said no, they don't do that. They're a little old school, and so I had to think on my feet. I went back to the gentleman who I bought the 71 football lot from and asked if he can trade PayPal for cash, and he was agreeable to that. I had spent some money with him, so he was willing to help me out. But the internet was so bad; it was like the National. There were so many people there. They needed additional cell towers because there are so many devices and so many thing is plugged into the network. This NAP Rucker is very cool. And uh, so it took us like 15 minutes to do that transaction, but I ended up getting this lot, thankfully. Um, and that's that. So I'm gonna grade a handful of the cards from this little lot, and probably the Earl Campbell, definitely the Terry Bradshaw, and probably a few others from this. I'll take advantage of PSA's $22 bulk price for those, but just such a cool experience at the flea market. It's always awesome, like shopping flea markets, and this one was no exception. You just never know what you're gonna find at stuff like this. So I always do well at flea markets, and I encourage people to go out and look for them. So guys, thanks for watching. This was a big buying trip for me, and so I'll certainly be focused on selling. If you're in my Facebook group, this stuff was going to be available first there. Some stuff will be held back for grading, but you can count on some of the stuff being sold through the Facebook group in the near future. So thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.